This episode is sponsored by Blue Moho Capital. Moving the Caribbean forward.
Never let them get you down. Never let them see you proud. Never let them lead you astray. Starting today, live your life your way. I say, I'm Etana, and you're in tune to Reasoning with Odessa. Keep it locked.
All right, guys, it's Reasonings with Odessa, and I'm so happy. I wish she was like sitting right next to me right now, but she's not. But I'm here with my girl, my sister, Etana. Welcome, sis.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
I'm drinking, and you're not drinking. You drink some tired South tea.
I had some tea earlier, so I kind of take it, you know.
I had a little pomegranate tea. Now I'm drinking white rum and a little bit of orange.
That's what I would love to have, some pomegranate.
Mm. So how are you? How has COVID been treating you?
Oh, man, like I want to find COVID and just thump it up a little bit and give some kick and squeeze it short and stuff like that, you know, but I can't. So I'm just like, you know, I'm enjoying all the kids, the time with the kids, the reading of the stories. When I get tired of doing that, we go outside, we play trampoline, we play hide and seek, we do all of the fun stuff with the kids, water play. And of course, I have classes online as well, so I have to drop that in between. And I do recording and everything else musically. So my schedule is so tight. Oh, yeah.
School class, school with the kids.
No. I mean, I have classes with the kids, with Nyla and Avery, and I have my own classes that I do online. I mean, I don't think I ever used the degree, but it's something to do, I guess, in between when I have any kind of, you know, time in between. I want to read something. I want to learn. I want to know more, you know?
Because you a smart girl. You smart. You intelligent. I just put my drink down. All right, so like Etana, the strong one. Where did you get that name from? I never really understood where the strong one came from, even though I know in your heart you're a strong woman. But
yeah. All right, so in Fifth Element, right, in that yard, you remember Fifth Element?
Yeah, man.
So while I was there, them say, you know, you need to pick a different name, and I'm like, why? And he said, don't you think you should? And I said, well, Shauna means pretty. And then we start reasoning. And I said to him, well, Shauna means pretty and women are beautiful all over the world, but women don't necessarily always remember how powerful we are. So I decided to find a name that would, you know, stand as a reminder to women of how powerful we are. And then I saw the name Etana amongst a list of whole heap of different names. And I chose that one because it meant the strong one.
So Etana actually means a strong one. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, it does.
They know that today. So you're the only girl in your family, right? You grew up with...
Not anymore. Like, but since then we had like 1, 2, 3, 4 girls come up in that time.
Wow.
But before them, I was the only girl amongst all the boys in the yard doing everything that the boys did. Karate, Spider-Man. We did everything. Superman, jump off of the roof. We would climb the house and jump off the roof and try to fly and all these things.
Yeah, well, I was a bit of a tomboy too. I was a bit of a tomboy as well. I was cricket, football, everything that and I grew up with a lot of brothers as well, so I know what you're feeling with that.
See? I love it though. I think it was training. For what I'm into now.
Yeah. And you're a bit of a rebel still, ain't it?
Have to be. You gotta be. There is no way that you can be in music and not be that. No way. Yeah,
because it's a male-dominated business, especially in reggae. It's so male-dominated. Yeah. You're always surrounded by a lot of men. What was it like for you, like even when you were around Fifth Element and, you know, were you treated more like a sister or was it, you know, like one of the boys?
Oh, definitely like the little sister, the little one, because I couldn't go anywhere during that time. Well, there was a reason for all of that, right? when I was living in the United States for a long time. And so when I landed in Jamaica, there's a lot of things I didn't know. Like I thought that Rasta was all good and clean and dandy and love and everything positive, you know? So, you know, I was a little bit naive and a little bit too, I would say not carefree, but, you know, a little bit carefree. Mm-hmm. And I remember somebody saying to me, we're going to change up the thing. Like after I got separated from my ex at the time, and after he required him not to walk through the door again while I'm gunned up on the table. And after that part of it, he said, I'm going to switch it up. Like, you're going to learn. Yeah, we have to go, you know, like, you have to go unlearn some things and we have to go teach you how the thing really go. So during that time, I was not allowed to like go out or date anybody or talk to anybody or anything like that. Like I was definitely in like a boot camp.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brother them.
Yeah, I was in a boot camp for sure. And so if somebody tried to talk to me at that time, like a bunch of them would circle me and so you wouldn't be able to get close and all this stuff. And it wasn't a bad thing for me.
No,
I think that it gave me my time to see from a distance while I'm even in the same space. That was really cool, you know? So
yeah, those guys are like brothers. They're like a little brother. They were like brothers even to me. Anybody, if I was walking anywhere, the man then would just circle people and be like, yo, and I'd be like, yo, cool. Cool, right? It's all right, no? Don't have to, right? You know? So Fifth Element, like you kind of you just came out and you were like a breath of fresh air as a beautiful, strong, natural sister. But before you went into Fifth Element, you were the girl group and it was all like sexy and shots and
lingerie wearing, dancing in the video. Yes.
Tell us about the girl group before. Tell us about your girl group.
It was a group of 4 girls. I was the Jamaican. There was one from Ghana, one from Guyana, and one from New York. And it was a cool mixture. We had fun and everything. And we would have to do choreography every day. And we had to go to the gym together every day. And we were on a specific diet. It was really strict.
Real Destiny.
Yeah, it was really strict. Yeah, really strict. We had a trainer. We had a stylist, more than one stylist, and only by different people, you know, like a group of people, you know, making sure that the images, you know, stayed in alignment with the goal, right?
Yeah. So from that transition to coming into Etana, how was it hard or was it like really
It was hard. It wasn't hard for me to transition because in my mind I was already in the Etana space. The hard part was separating from the girls. It was hard for me to call them and say, hey, I'm not coming back. I know we were on a 3-week break, but the 3-week ended and I'm just not coming back. That was the hardest news to break, you know? And when I finally built up enough guts to actually call them and say it, I remember I was crying. They were crying. One of them was screaming like really loud and it was terrible. It was terrible.
Are you still in touch with the girls from Gift?
Oh, no, of course not. We left, like, we parted in not such a good way, you know? And I remember even meeting one of them in the airport while I was on my way to somewhere. I don't know where I was going. And I saw her and I was like, hey. And she was like, yeah, hey.
Man.
So I was like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry. And I was like, well, how is this one and how is that one? And she was like, I don't know, but I'm doing my thing and they're doing their thing. So whatever.
Wow.
She's like, I'm on my way though. Be good. Peace.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I kind of just left it at that. You know, I understand. I know what it meant for them and I know what it meant for us at the time while we were in the group and we were really on our way. I promise you that we were on our way. But after doing the last video that I did and doing the choreography and my legs were open, the camera was low. I'm not sure what he was looking at or what he was able to see. And he stayed there for a little bit. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, is this what you really want to do? You're beautiful and everything. Like you are looking really good, but is this what you want? And the answer was no. And believe me, I was getting paid every month. I was good. I was good.
And your spirit was like, this is not for me. I don't want to be.
I just couldn't do it. I think too, my mind, I was going through this whole phase where it was really bad a little bit before I got into the group. I couldn't even drink water. Like, I learned about all the genetically altered food and all the stuff that is in our water, all the toxins and stuff. And there was a month or 2 or 3 that I just paused and I shed weight like crazy because I wouldn't just eat anything. I wouldn't even drink water, So I was going through this whole phase where I was really into me and discovering really who I am. And I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, you will never catch me. I do them something.
I can't, I believe that my talent is inside of me. And I want to just share that for those who can see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think the rest is left up to me and my partner and how much I want him to see and the world to see. That's it.
Yeah. So I asked you a question before we started. Are you still a Rasta? Because remember when I first met you, you were going through, I've seen your stages, I've seen your transitions, I've seen you from
everything.
Yeah, when it's like, yo, now we're not earrings or not, and then we're on a video set, and I'm like, Etana, you've got to pop. You need to pop.
You remember that? Oh,
you
my
remember?
God.
I
And you took out your earrings and gave me, yes.
I mean, radical, and I'm like, I don't care about your radicalness right now.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
Yeah, I think it was Warrior Love. I don't even know what song. I can't remember what song it was. I can't even remember what song it was.
We were on the Warrior Love, or I think it's Warrior Love, but it's the Warrior Love or Don't Forget. I think it was Don't Forget. Yeah. I don't remember, one of those. You were there.
Yeah. You were going through your whole transition. You're like, no makeup, no ray.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So are you still Rasta? And how have you spiritually transitioned in? Are you just is it Rasta the religion, or is it Etana the spiritual one now?
What I realized over time is that what I believe in and how I live my life is not necessarily how other people may want to live their life or what they believe in. Mm-hmm. But I know what's true, and what's true is my talent. Mm-hmm. That I can show and share, and it can be accepted on a wide scale. And there is no obstruction. There is no, blockage. There's no anything to say, all right, well, she believes in that, so I can't listen. It's just pure. And I think that's the part of me that I want to always share, so, and also how I live. I would rather, as opposed to somebody looking at how I dress and how militant I look and all of these things, more look at how I live. Mm-hmm. And be like, oh, that's real right there, mm-hmm. So for me, it's not about how you look. It's not about how long your locks is, how holy and pure you look. It's really about how you live. Simple.
Just live good, live kind, have a pure heart.
Exactly. And then what I do is music. Music is art. Music is life. And so, yes, a part of my experiences will be in the music as well. The art of music is always in me. And so, and I kind of somehow put it all together, so there isn't just one thing. So it's not Etana, the Rasta, and that's it. It's stopped. It's like Etana and art and music and life. I'm all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. What's your favorite song you've ever recorded? And why?
My favorite song? Oh, yeah. My God. No. But you know what? I recorded and I've written over 200 songs, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So I I don't have a favorite. I have a list of favorites that I like to perform, like I Rise, I'm Not Afraid, Free, People Talk, reggae, love song. You know, the list is kind of long now, don't you?
Yeah.
I do have a couple. I do have those that make me still too emotional. Sometimes I can't sing it while I'm on the stage. And I sometimes have to stop and make the crowd do it. I'm Not Afraid and Free. Those three right there make me pause all the time. Like, even if I don't pause, trust me, there's some part of me saying, hold it, just sing the song, don't cry.
I'd be bawling. I'd just be like, I can feel. Free, I can really feel that. I can feel that. What's the most fulfilling, now we're talking about that, what's the most fulfilling moment of your career thus far?
Wow. To see, I met a lady at a show that didn't even work out as well as we had planned or thought it would have. And it was like maybe one or two of the shows that I've done for that year, that the only one and the only two that didn't work. But this lady walked up to me and she said, my mother is drug-free for 6 months because of you and your music. Wow.
And that's when you feel like you're doing something. Wow. That's amazing. I can't believe that. Somebody put that to me. Wow.
Yeah. I've heard a lot, like, I've heard people say, I'm cancer free because of you. I went through my divorce. And that your music was the only thing that brought me through. Stuff like that. Those are fulfilling moments to me.
I hear you. I feel that. I really, really feel that. When did you know that, I want to sing and this is what I want to do? At what age was that?
I've always loved music growing up. I would always sing every single day. But I never had it in mind somehow to be a singer. You know, I saw myself being a doctor. Yeah. But after time, like doing the same thing over and over again in my job when I was an office manager, opening the door, closing it at night, writing all the emails, filing stuff away. And it became the same thing over and over and over again. You get up, you go to work at 8:30. And I was like, you know what? That's it. Like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And that's when it clicked to me. I was talking to a friend of mine and I told him the same thing I just told you. I said, this is how I feel. I can't be doing this if it just doesn't make me happy. And he was like, yo, you can sing. Why don't you just sing? And I'm like, I can't just sing. How am I going to sing? And that's when he took me. He said, I know of this guy looking for a girl to join a 4-girl group and you would just fit in. And that's when it started.
Wow, just so.
Like I just said, I didn't want to do what I was doing anymore, and it just changed.
Wow. So you're a singer and a songwriter. Are you more hands-on behind the scene? Do you what do you do? Do you produce, arrange, you do everything? Or do you prefer somebody else to kind of do?
I'm good at finding the people who I think can bring the song to life. To make me hear it how I hear it in my head in real time.
That's a real producer.
Yeah. Like I know by even the energy of the person, the talent of the person, just who would make it come alive. And that's what I do. And if it's not coming alive, I actually, give them ideas and sing the bass line, say, this is what I hear, play it like this kind of thing. And sometimes I actually step back and allow the painter to paint. Like, I don't get involved in every single thing, like I do allow, because they're important to me that people are comfortable working with me while they're working. If you can do all of this, why don't you just do it yourself, kind of thing. I want to actually energy on the music, so I know when to step back and when to step in.
Yeah, it's nice collaboration.
Yeah.
Nice collaboration. So motherhood. Tell me about that. What is it that you love the most about being a mother? What is it that you can't stand about being a mother? Has COVID made you hate your kids?
Oh man. Okay, so the hardest part about being a mother when I was touring and traveling was leaving them, especially when they were little.
Mm-hmm.
Because I basically took no break. Like I was pregnant during my touring. I had the baby. I waited for 3 months or 4 months, and I was on the road again. Or sometimes even sooner. With my 4-year-old, I left her a week later.
Wow.
A week after, and went on the road and came back 2 weeks later. Then I took the break. Right. Wow. Then I took the break to stay with her until she was about 4 or 5 months. So that was hard. That was really hard. Now being in COVID, geez, the only thing that I don't like is having them all day when I have to work or do other things, and they feel like it's still playtime when I don't want to play. Especially the 4th time, she's like, "Look, man, look, mommy, look," and can we play hide and seek? And I'm like, "No, we can't play hide and seek. I can't look," kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
What about love and marriage? You're in a beautiful relationship now with your partner. How has that been for you? How's it changed you? From your previous relationships in the past or whatever. Let's start.
I'm a lot more patient.
Yeah?
I'm a lot more patient.
You tried that yet?
It took me time. It took me some time to get there, though. Mm-hmm. But I'm a lot more patient now than I was before. And how else has it changed me? I realize now when I don't have to fight. I'm not, because before, when you're by yourself and you have to do everything on your own, and I feel like I always have to put up this wall. I always have to, have this fight in me all the time, and nonstop. But then when there's a partner and he's as involved as he is, mm-hmm. I've learned that, okay, cool, I could just step back, and I will step all the way back and calm all the way down. All the way down.
Nice. And let him lead.
Yeah. It's nice people will come to me and say, "Yo, Etana, yo, something different." And I'm like, well, I learned a lot along the way.
We are in a pandemic, because I call it pandemic, and we are.
Oh, geez. Yes, we are.
And we're also in a revolution right now. How do you feel about what's going on in America, the world really, about the Black Lives Matter movement, and finally Black people are having a voice, and Black women are having more of a voice now in certain things that we're doing?
Overall, I think it's going where it has to go, and because it's been things especially all the killings by the police, and all of that kind of stuff has been happening for years, mm-hmm. years, many years, and especially during the Obama period, I think it came up a lot more than we've ever seen it before. And so this time around, I think people are just all right, so you did it some years ago. We protested and you didn't listen, mm-hmm. because you're still doing it. So here we go again. And we're going to be a lot more aggressive than we were before. And people are just tired and they wanted to be done. And so am I, like all of us, everyone, as you can see across the world. But I do think a major part of it is political, though, and has nothing to do with the real mission and the real issue that Black people face in America, especially in America. I think that a lot of it is way too political, because when I look at like the investments that people made in some of the protests, and I'm like, okay, so if you look at the statistics and the numbers in America, where the Black community have little access to healthy food sources, have high numbers in diabetes and every obesity and every other disease in some low-income communities, because of the lack of funding and many things, lack of job and, what heap of things, like,
I just don't care.
Why didn't you invest that money in the communities that you claim you care about now, that you're currently spending millions on for people to protest? Like, what happened? So I kind of like, I have to look into that and say, okay, so is that help? Real help? Like,
it's all political. It's all.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But what do you think now?
I am enjoying the taking down of the statues and stuff, but I feel like that still could be left for later. I mean, yeah, I'm laugh, but I ain't gonna lie, I did laugh, but I still think that could be left for later, and the real issues and the real challenges that we face as a people need to be addressed by us first, reformed by us first. And you know what I'm saying? And then all of those people who claim they care, they could be pumping their money in those areas that really need the funding that they have been unable to get for quite some time now.
Right. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm not about you marching and protesting. I'm not about the anarchists. I am about
burning down the
burning down people buildings and making it look like it's Black people. It's not us. It's you guys. But do you feel like you want to, because a lot of people now are looking to come back home to Jamaica, the Caribbean, and they're looking to go to Africa. Is that something in your plans as well? Is it something that you would love to do? I know you always have a home here, but would you want to go back to Africa? Because a lot of people now are looking and seeing that Africa is the future, and you've traveled to Africa.
The thing is, I don't blame anyone for going anywhere where their heart desire. Just go. If you feel like going, go. But when you go, I think that you have to take something with you that will help the African economy to grow and to help the culture to build. Like, don't go expecting that you're going to just take.
No,
because there's been enough of that. We have to go to build. We have to go home to build right now, and we have to build within our own communities. Yes.
And our own economics, and start looking after each other and supporting each other.
Thank you very much. You just listen now. Listen, this is what I want to hear. Like, I want to hear people talk like that. Can I hear some more, please?
Well, I know a lot of things are happening in Africa. Like, I took my first trip to Ghana last Christmas and early this year, and I saw how fast that country is developing, and how fast other countries like Tanzania and Kenya and certain places like that are developing. And there's a lot of people looking rafe to come home. What is it about Africa, though, that you love the best when you traveled as an artist?
I love the culture. I love that I see so much of myself and my family and my people in them. The only difference is that I get sad sometimes when I think of the fact that someone somewhere down the line has taken away my African language from me, so that I cannot communicate with them in their own language, in our own language. That's the only thing. that I feel sad about. But otherwise,
You don't understand Patwa.
no, but thing though, the biggest thing that I found most interesting, right, is when you talk Patwa, they understand it more.
Yeah. You have to talk Patwa to them and love it.
And then when you check out how they communicate, like them language set up, and you look at Patwa, you realize how similar or the same thing it is. Like they must say, yo, you say that too? And I'm like, yeah, we say that too. Like a lot of it isn't as it isn't gone like we think. Like we still have a lot of it.
We still have it. We're just distant relatives, as Damian Marley would say. We're just very distant. Our mannerisms, our smell, everything that we do.
Same thing.
It's just like, and as you said, when you were there, you see, like I saw a lot of Etanas. I saw a lot of Odessas. It was just beautiful chocolate women, just like owning it. It was just.
And
so
when you walk into some of the hotels, it's just so nice. Over there, when you walk into some of the communities, you're like, oh my God, did you see that house?
Yeah.
And when you go to the beach, you're like, yo, look at the place just pretty. It's not what they're saying on showing you on TV.
It's not what we've been taught. Like, you know.
Oh man.
No, they don't live in huts, guys.
No. I mean, you still have villages that people live in, in small villages.
It's like Jamaica. It's like when you're their country.
Same way. And but then when you walk into some areas, you're like, yo, them all said, yo, did you see?
My little lad.
I would move to Kenya for sure. Like I would have a house in Kenya, and I would also live in Ghana or even South Africa. One of the three.
Nice. All right, so let's get to the meat of the matter. You have a wicked new album out right now called Gemini. Now I know some people. I have a friend. She is not an Etana fan at all, but she's like, yo, let me tell you something about the album. The album is shen.
That means you're real. She's a real one.
You want me to get through it. I love this album. This album is so good. The artwork is good. Everything is great. Tell us about this album, Gemini.
So I did an EP in November, right? Because I said before I do this album, I want my fans to like hold on to something, and for them to know that I'm busy working on the album to come. So I dropped the EP, had 8 songs on there, 2 collaborations, one with Beanie Man and one with Pressure. And I kept recording, kept working. And I said, you know what, I'm going to call this album Gemini. I said, more than anything in this time, we need to adjust. We need to adapt. We need to take care of each other. We need to love. We need to keep our families together. We need to be stronger. We need to not forget how to love. We need to not forget love. And I said, but isn't that the spirit of a Gemini though? We adapt well. We get along with everybody, and and everything that the music already is. And I said, but hold on a second. Most of the people that I'm working with and have been working with for a while, they're all Geminis.
Wow.
All of them, like most of them. And I'm like, okay, so this energy has been in the thing for a long time. So let me just name it that then and be done. And that's how it came out.
So the producers on the project, who produced them?
I have Y on there, which I did 100 on a Highway and Secret Lovers. Tunes like that one and maybe a few, like 3 more that I did with Wire. I have Carl James on there that I did. Oh, I'll do anything for you. That one. So, yeah, I did that one with Carl James and Yasha, who is also a writer on there. And then Cash Flow from Jamaica, right? And Young Veterans, Right. So that's my first time working with those two young veterans at Cash Flow. I mean, I worked with Cash Flow like from years ago, like in the beginning when I just started. Yeah. You know, young veterans, I think, is the first time that I'm working with them.
I know young veterans. They're good people.
Period. Yeah. And so, so I work with some new, but I have the whole, and Clive is a Gemini as well as a background vocalist. Right? Yeah. And I worked with a lot of, like even the engineer, Supreme. I'm getting some information here for you. The engineer, Supreme, as well. Mm-hmm. He lives in Florida. And so that's really it. It's a small crew. You know, I made sure it was different from I Rise and Reggae Forever, right?
No, it's just, when I say, my friends say, yo, you know me already, you know, but tune bad, the album bad, the project bad, love it.
I'm happy to hear that.
Just love it. Have you got a few guest appearances with Bugle, who's my favorite lyricist? And
I know, right?
And Kabaka Pyramid as well, who I adore as well. Tell us about working with those two brothers.
The first time I worked with Bugle is on a song called Share Love. Mm-hmm. And when I met him, we had this, you know, conversation before and after. And I find him to be such a peaceful spirit, even though he's a warrior still. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about all the goodness that I see in him without him saying a word, you know? And that's important to me. Like I when I communicate with people, I don't just communicate with them, hi, hello, and I'm gone. Like if I stand and I talk to you for a minute, it's because my spirit connects with you. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's what happened with me and Bugle. Like we connected like spiritually, even if he didn't think so, I thought so, because I saw all the good in him. Kabaka Pyramid, same. I met him at an event in the UK, and after I came off of the show, the stage, he said, "Yo, send me number here, link me or whatever." So I called him on that evening, and he was like. We had this maybe conversation for 45 minutes. And then he said, yo, me, I come check you. Because I think when good people connect, it's you just want to see what person. Yeah. And so that's what it was between Bugle and Kabaka Pyramid. Good energy. And even Nomads. Same thing.
Come on,
energy. Good energy. You know, like
how do you not love Nomads?
How
do you not love those guys? How do you not love everyone? You just good people. So it's nice, like real brothers with good hearts, good spirits, and just genuine. Just
exactly.
Genuine. You know, they will say,
"Come on, that's what I felt with those people."
Yeah. So the album is out right now. I want everybody to go and stream it, download it. It's dope. Tell us about your single, Bubble. We have a single called Bubble.
Bubble me ya, bubble fun. Like you deserve it. That's exactly how I feel when I hear the song. Like I heard it in my head. When I heard the track, I heard the track before and I was like, I was telling Andre, I'm going to write to it. And then we were riding up to New York or somewhere, and he put the turn the track on, and the minute he turned it on, I said, "Bubble me ya, bubble fun time," and he was like, "Say that again," and so that song was written in maybe 10 minutes, you know, on the way up, and I wrote that song because a lot of people were saying in March, was it end of March, middle of March, that divorce was up, people were separating because of COVID and them spending time together and learning the truth about each other and bagatelles, you know. So I was like, no, man, them time that is when you forget about all the flaws and just bubble.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah. And so
we don't have nobody for bubble with right now still, but you don't know.
No, but I said, single people do couple up, right? Single people couple up. Because I remember when I was single, I did couple up, so bubble.
Me couple up. Probably I'm just like,
Nah. I mean, I don't blame you, though. It's kind of like a hard space and time to be in, and kind of indulge your spirit sometimes. Yeah. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why, for the most part, the album is as light and as everything that it is, because I wanted to pull like a more positive energy, but in a happy way, in a fun way, just to kind of change the mood.
Yeah, keep people's spirits.
All the time.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, you know what? I have to leave before curfew catch me.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yes, we still have curfew in Jamaica. We still have curfew. But it's late. It's 10 o'clock. We have curfew. So.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm cool. I'm an essential worker, but I still don't want to be out the road and I talk to the police.
Yeah, but you should be all right, though. Like, I mean, I think you have no issue of talking to the police and then something.
No, I don't know. Just having a few drinks. You will interview Etana. You know Etana. You like Etana?
No, but you do have a popular face too. So I'm not be that hard. Yeah.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes. But listen, we have to link up face to face. I can't wait for this thing.
I know.
You know what I mean? Even if I come up to Florida or when you're back home, we have to link, we have to hug, we have to embrace.
So when you get to Florida, link me, or when I come to Jamaica, I just don't want to be sticking that thing in my nose to say that they tested me. I can't.
I don't think they do that. No, I think are they doing it? They're still doing it? Kyle says they're still doing it. They still do it.
I'm not having that. I'm just not doing that. I can't.
It's uncomfortable. My friend said it's uncomfortable. I'm not doing it though.
Yeah, I'm not.
But yeah, so look like
in this part in my face, this is my voice. And and anything that goes in that direction, it's just not, no. No. All right. So this is Reasonings with Odessa, with the beautiful, the strong one, the fabulous, the fit, the fierce, the rebel, Etana. Bring up yourself, sis. I love you. And I love you too. Thanks for having me. And thanks for thinking about me. And thanks for
always. God got you. Always. All right, guys. We are out and peace.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Twitter @OAccessJamaica.